Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I am not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. So let's go ahead and get going with the questions for this week. All right, our first question comes from Sarah, who is in Boise, Idaho. And Sarah writes, with all the talk about AI and the changing job market, the career path I've been on for 10 years suddenly feels unstable and meaningless. How can I pivot towards a more future-proof and soul-aligned purpose without starting from scratch? That's a really good question. And with AI, I know a lot of people are afraid of jobs that are definitely going to be lost. I mean, some jobs will change, or at least the scope of the jobs will change, and some will, of course, disappear. And we've gone through this before. I mean, we went through this through the Industrial Revolution, when planes were created. Every time a new technology was created, we had jobs that disappeared and new jobs that were created. With your particular skill set, whatever it is, you have to know that those skills are still valuable. You may have to use them in a different way, but nothing that you have learned or the skills that you've had in the past will be obsolete, because that's not the way the universe works. It always has you build on to whatever it is you already know. Now, to know how to pivot, write a list of all the skills that you have and do a little bit of research on where those skills may be needed in the future. The other thing is, whatever your belief system is, if you ask for guidance from your higher mind, from your spirit guides on what it is you need to do next, you will get that information. And I guarantee you, the skills that you have, you will continue to use them. You just may have to update them or use them in a different way. Think about all of your assets, everything that you love to do. Put all of that together on a sheet of paper. You can actually use AI for this if you'd like. List out all of the skills that you have, all of the things you love to do, feed it into AI and see what AI says about the types of careers that would be good for you. Now, you don't want to sell your soul for a piece of silver, so you want to make sure whatever it is you do is in alignment with your soul, with your higher mind. So be mindful. If you're not a financial person, even if you know how to deal with spreadsheets or QuickBooks or anything like that, that doesn't mean that that's the job that you actually do. Because if it's going to cause you a lot of stress that is not beneficial stress, then you don't want to do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a job just to make money. At the same time, you want that job to pay you more than money. Really, you do. So to do that, you need to look at your skills. You need to look at what brings you joy. You need to look at how you can utilize those skills in any future endeavor. So I hope that helps you. Please write me and let me know how you're getting on. And please know that even though we have AI, we still, as humans, have to be knowledgeable about how to work with it and it's not 100%. So your job is probably not going away right away, but that doesn't mean that you sit and just let it happen. You have to be proactive in figuring out your next move. All right, let me know how everything works out. Write me or put a comment below in the comments section. All right, our topic for today is soul versus silicon. This is finding your irreplaceable human purpose in the age of AI. And of course, I'm talking about this topic because of the question that Sarah asked. We're all evolving. Our societies are evolving. Everything is evolving because this is the way the world works. And I've heard some people talk about AI by saying it will take away some of the tasks and things that we used to do ourselves to make our lives easier. And that may or may not be true. I really don't know. I can tell you that you have to have a right relationship with it. And that means determining ahead of time how you're going to utilize it, how you're going to have it in your life, because it's actually already there. If you do any type of online banking or work or apps or anything, AI is there. You as an individual have to know how much AI you want in your life. That's not always an easy thing to figure out, and it's unique to each of us and how we work with it. I do know that with work, if you are, for example, an artist and you make beautiful paintings, I understand that there is an AI program that can also create art. But the thing about the AI art is it doesn't really have a personality or a soul because the art has not been imbued with the human element. It has to have a human element in there. I don't care what anybody says. That's just a fact. Now, whatever it is you want to do in your life, regardless of AI, do it and see how you can have AI benefit you and your goals. Once you bring fear into the equation, that gets really loud and you can paralyze yourself with inaction because of fear. And that is not something you want. So I hope that helps. All right. Now, the next question that we have comes from Kevin, who is in Raleigh, North Carolina. Kevin writes, I've achieved the version of success I was always told to want. Good job, nice house, but I feel empty and disconnected. How do I begin the process of deconstructing my old definition of success and discovering what truly makes me feel alive? This is a really good question, Kevin. And it sounds like you are at a crossroads. And it's one of those crossroads that each of us has to get to. It's like a fork in the road, figuring out which direction you want to go in. And I wonder, the success that you've achieved, was it based on your intellect or was it based on your soul and your intuition in what you were being asked to do? Because sometimes with the intuition, it will lead us down a path so that we can learn certain skills. And then it's time to shift to something else. With the intellect, a lot of times we make decisions based on family, on what we feel that we need, the amount of money that we want to make, society, and what others feel success should look like, or even what you feel success should look like. Sometimes we make decisions based on that. You have to get quiet, though, and know and start listening to the internal promptings. And I would suspect that it is your internal prompt, your soul, that is reaching out to you, the personality, to say, is this all there is? There's got to be more. And that's what you have to listen to. You will be guided to know what it is you need to do. But one of the things that you can do is think about the things that made you happy when you were younger. When you think about joy, what does that look like for you? What types of things are you doing that actually bring you joy? And then figure out if there's a way to parlay that into a career. And as I mentioned to Sarah earlier, any skill that you have developed will still be utilized. Everything that you have, it stands as the foundation for whatever it is you're going to do. So none of the skills that you have already acquired will be lost. Make sure that you get quiet, do some type of internal contemplation, and also to listen. So you can contemplate and you can listen. Contemplation can be asking questions. Listening is just getting quiet and hearing that internal voice that we all have. That is where I would actually start. So I hope that helps you. Please comment below and let me know how you're getting on, or send me an email to ask other questions. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I want to thank you for spending your time with me listening to my Ask Coach Marie series. I love this series and I love that you're here. So please send me your questions. Send the questions to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. If you'd like to learn more about the services I offer, check out my website, padmalifecoaching.com. If you'd like to learn more about me and how I traversed this life working through trauma, please check out my book, And the Lotus Opened, a memoir. The book can be found anywhere online books are sold. Please send me your questions. Be sure to like and subscribe this YouTube channel, because that does help me with the algorithms. It helps to get these videos out to other people. All right, I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.